Welcome to the wonderful world of credit cards. So this is credit cards part 1 here. I'm just going to take you through this project. It is primarily a research heavy project, and then the next half of it, part 2, will be more of the math. So we really want to have a good understanding of what a credit card is, how can I get one, how can I use one, and really understanding the nuances in the contract and understanding the details. So in this project, we're going to try and basically explore what credit cards are, how and when to use them appropriately, and how to avoid some of the issues with them. So here we have the intro, which will have a video link in a second once I've done recording it here. But basically it's just a project explanation, which is this video. It's the new meta, right? I am explaining what will then be there being explained to you. So the first chunk here is required viewing, is a video about credit cards and how do they work. So that's a nice little thing to check out there. Then I have some required reading here. Bonsai is a great resource. So we've got a few articles. They're really short articles, so don't worry about there being like 4 different articles there. The credit card payoff calculator is less of an article, more of a tool, so you can play around with that a little bit. And then the last article here I'm asking you guys to read is the end of a long post here. So you should look for a beginner's guide to credit cards, and you'll have to scroll through all of these credit cards first. That's just how they do their affiliate and advertising and all that jazz. So can't knock them. It is a really great resource here. And this is a ton of information. So don't feel like you need to understand all of this the first time through. I just want you to at least be exposed to it. And we're going to be talking about these things a lot. So don't feel like you need to take it all in one try. We'll be revisiting this later. Then we have at least one of these articles, so just check out one of these things. There's some more Bonsai articles here. There's some other articles in regards to age, whether credit cards or debit cards are safer. We have some average credit card debt per household in America. There is also some percentages of how many Americans carry credit card debt. And then we also have some talk about interest rates, along with kind of what is a good APR for a credit card, ending with a FICO score. So very interesting articles there. Just choose one of those to check out. There are some open-ended questions here. So are credit cards good, bad, or neither sort of deal, and just explaining your rationale. My strong recommendation is to check out the readings before trying to answer these questions. Next, we have the guided practice. So this is going to start by taking us through and finding some of the information that I have already touched upon in the earlier kind of recommended reading section. So if you want to check out articles from there, they're very relevant. So I'll just highlight it here again. If you want to find articles from the ones that I've listed, great. If you want to check out some of your own, that's totally fine as well. Part A for all of these is going to be your answer to the question. Part B is the source. So when I say, what is the average American household credit card debt? You may answer, $6,000, and then you just put a source, www.informationifoundonline.com. Then you are going to have number 5, which deviates a little bit in that you're going to be comparing credit cards. So here's another link. It's actually the same link that we used before, but this is just going to be comparing cards. So I'm just going to pick the first couple here. I want to compare this card to this card, and let's say I want to compare to this card as well. I see them lining up at the bottom here, and I just hit compare cards. So now this is going to take me through the most relevant information, which would be pretty helpful in answering this question of you picking the biggest 4 features to look at when comparing credit cards. So here I see my 3 credit cards lined up, each in their own column. It's got some recommended score information, what they're good for, any annual fees, bonus offers, reward rate, etc. So as you look through this, that is for you to determine what you feel the biggest 4 are in terms of comparing credit cards. Then we have a definition section. So this section is going to be largely, copy paste for folks that don't want to do the work of understanding them, but I would really encourage you to try and put these in your own words. But if there's something you're like, I just don't understand, XYZ, whatever, I'm okay with you pasting a definition. Just understand that I care more about you knowing what the definition is rather than being able to copy paste the definition. I'm quite confident in your Control-C, Control-V skills. So with that being said, there are some resources here available to you, and if you want to search it on the World Wide Web yourself, go for it. exploration section. So here we're now looking at an actual card member agreement, and this is from Citi, Double Cash card. I just picked one. If they want to throw some money at me for sponsoring, I will certainly use all their stuff in the future. But for right now, pretty much all the membership agreements are the same. So what I'm looking for you guys to do is check it out. Here's a link to that agreement here. Oh, I didn't click it yet. So in this agreement, you're going to see a bunch of information, and there is a nice guide here to sort of get us started. So one thing we can do is we can do Control F to find text within, or you can just search through using this kind of as a table of contents for yourself. So I'm going to have you guys copy a few sections. So I want to know about the annual percentage rate and interest charges, minimum payment due, and also a little bit about credit reporting. So you're going to literally copy paste a screenshot here and then just give a quick summary. Again, just a couple sentences is all I'm looking for here. I know you're all thinking, where's the math in Google Sheets? That will be included in part 2, so don't worry. Last little bit is just some conclusions and feedback for me. Again, as my guinea pigs, I greatly appreciate your cooperation, and I do take this into account for future projects, so I really appreciate it. All right, enjoy the Credit Cards Part 1 project.